Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started.
The idea of Fermin Lopez arriving at Chelsea in the summer represents far more than a simple transfer between two major clubs. It reflects a convergence of ambition, opportunity, and timing, where a young midfielder shaped by Barcelona's demanding environment could find the perfect stage to evolve into a central figure at Stamford Bridge. As Chelsea continue their long-term rebuild, the pursuit of Fermin Lopez signals a desire to blend technical intelligence with relentless intensity, qualities that the Spanish midfielder has displayed since breaking into the first team at Barcelona. Fermin's rise has been rapid and quietly impressive. Developed within La Masia, he embodies the principles that define Barcelona football: positional awareness, courage on the ball, and an instinctive understanding of space. What sets him apart, however, is his directness. Unlike many midfielders schooled in possession-heavy systems, Fermín brings urgency to his play. He arrives late into the box, strikes the ball cleanly from distance, and presses with intent. These attributes have made him a valuable option in a competitive Barcelona squad, but they have also placed him in a difficult position. With established stars ahead of him and constant pressure to deliver immediate results, consistent minutes at the Camp Nou are far from guaranteed. Chelsea's interest in Fermin Lopez has been growing steadily rather than explosively. Scouts have tracked his development closely, impressed by his maturity and adaptability. The club sees him as a midfielder who can operate across multiple roles, whether as a number 8 driving forward from deep, an advanced midfielder supporting the attack, or even in a wider interior role when tactical flexibility is required. In a Chelsea side that has often struggled to connect midfield control with attacking penetration, Fermin's profile stands out as a potential solution. From Fermin's perspective, a summer move to Chelsea represents both risk and opportunity. Leaving Barcelona is never an easy decision, especially for a player shaped by its academy and culture. Yet the reality of modern football means that development sometimes requires a change of environment. At Chelsea, the pathway to becoming a regular starter appears clearer. The Premier League's intensity, while demanding, offers a platform where his energy, timing, and willingness to take responsibility could flourish. Chelsea's project is also a major factor. The club has invested heavily in youth, but has at times lacked cohesion and leadership in midfield. Fermín is not being targeted as a finished product or a marketing signing, but as a footballing piece that fits a wider puzzle. The recruitment team believes his mentality aligns with the standards they want to set. He is known for his work ethic, his willingness to learn, and his comfort with responsibility despite his age. Those qualities resonate strongly with a club eager to establish a clearer identity after seasons of transition. Tactically, Fermin Lopez could offer Chelsea a different rhythm. His ability to play between the lines would ease the creative burden on the team's more advanced attackers. He has a natural sense of when to accelerate play and when to recycle possession, something Chelsea have often lacked during disjointed phases of matches. His late runs into the box would also add a goal threat from midfield, an area where Chelsea have been inconsistent despite dominating possession in many games. There is also a psychological dimension to the potential move. Players arriving from Barcelona often bring with them a sense of composure forged under extreme scrutiny. Fermín has already experienced the pressure of performing for a club where every touch is analysed. That background could serve him well in the Premier League, where physical intensity is matched by relentless media attention. Chelsea believe that exposure to such an environment will help him settle faster and assume responsibility without being overwhelmed. Negotiations, if they progress, are expected to be complex but respectful. Barcelona value Fermín highly, both as a squad player and as a symbol of La Masia's continued relevance. However, financial realities and squad depth may force difficult decisions. A strong offer from Chelsea, coupled with assurances over playing time and development, could persuade Barcelona to consider a sale or a structured deal that protects their long-term interests. For Chelsea fans, the prospect of Fermin Lopez joining the club would be intriguing rather than immediately headline-grabbing. He is not a global superstar, but his footballing intelligence and hunger align with what supporters have been craving. players who grow with the club rather than pass through it. His arrival would signal patience and belief in development, qualities that have often been promised but inconsistently delivered in recent years. Major news has emerged surrounding Cole Palmer following renewed injury concerns after Chelsea's recent Premier League clash against Brentford, and it has brought a mixture of relief and lingering caution among supporters. While speculation had begun to swirl about a possible setback, fresh information has now clarified Palmer's condition and provided important context around his current situation. Palmer returned to the scoresheet at the weekend, calmly converting a penalty against Brentford. On the surface, it was another decisive contribution from Chelsea's most influential attacker, but the moment was noticeably subdued. There was no familiar cold celebration, no visible joy, and only minimal reaction as teammates surrounded him. That alone was enough to spark rumours online, with some fans questioning his mood, commitment, and even floating talk of a potential summer exit. Given the wider frustration around Chelsea's recent struggles, such speculation was perhaps inevitable, though there has been no concrete indication that Palmer is unhappy or considering leaving the club. More concerning for supporters was what followed at full time. Palmer went down to the turf after the final whistle, appearing physically drained after completing the full 90 minutes. This raised eyebrows, particularly because only days earlier it had been suggested that he was not fit enough to feature against Arsenal. The sudden shift from being deemed unfit to playing an entire match led many to fear that Palmer may have aggravated an existing problem. Those fears are rooted in a long-running issue. Palmer has been managing a persistent groin problem for several months, an issue that has already caused multiple absences this season and disrupted his rhythm. While he has continued to contribute whenever available, it is clear that he has not consistently been at his explosive best. At times, he has looked a shadow of the player who dominated last summer's Club World Cup final and carried Chelsea in decisive moments. The stop-start nature of his campaign has made it difficult for him to build momentum, and fans have become increasingly anxious every time he shows signs of discomfort. However, there is now reassurance. According to a report from The Athletic, sources close to the situation have confirmed that Palmer is medically 100% fit. There is no new injury, no recurrence of the groin problem, and no immediate concern from the medical team. Instead, the focus is on match fitness. After missing significant time, Palmer is still working his way back to peak physical condition, and the visible fatigue at the end of the Brentford match was attributed to that rather than any physical setback. This clarification will come as a relief to Chelsea fans, particularly given how central Palmer is to the team's attacking output. Even during a difficult season,